the Coach and the Casual Miami edition. We continue with the double BKFC champ, Luis Palomino, as he gets ready to defend his title February 2nd at the Hard Rock in Miami. This is brought to you by Bucked Up. Let's go.
Hell yeah. Honestly, dude, we're pumped to have you. I'm glad that you got to witness what I have to say. We're on episode like 20 now at this point. I have to deal with this every start of it. That intro, guys, that you watched before the start of this video, that took like 17 takes.
Every time. Every time. Dude, like, it's not the one time and done.
We had Drickus Duplessis. We had him on the podcast.
Duplessis.
Yeah. Ramsey trying to say his name. Honestly, I almost jumped off the balcony.
Yeah, it was rough. I don't have a good pronunciation tongue. You know what I mean? I can't like pronounce names.
Dude, but honestly, we're freaking pumped to have you. We actually, we briefly just saw each other because you were in Salt Lake. Yeah. That was our first real, because we did a lot of the background stuff for BKFC out there. We love the organization, but you were actually one that really stood out to us there because you weren't even there to fight. You were there to represent. But what was that experience? Because you even called out Perry. In fact, you were going to replace Eddie if Eddie didn't show, right? Yeah. And you called him out, and he kind of just shuttered it. But by all accounts, he should be fighting you if he wants any amount of credibility. This is your sport.
Yeah, well, you know, the whole idea surfaced the moment that I heard about the fight happening, and I made a call to Dave, and I said, "Hey, Dave, you know what happens if somebody gets injured? You know, what was the idea then? You know, wouldn't it be good to have me as a backup?
Yeah.
You know, I'll take on either one of them, Eddie Alvarez or Mike Perry. And at this point, I was gunning more at Mike Perry because I was thinking that Eddie Alvarez didn't really want to face me.
Yeah.
But his answer was very, very clear, right? His answer was like, "Hey, Luis, I'll fight you if they pay me what I'm getting paid, you know, tomorrow night. I'll fight you every day of the week, twice on Sundays."
Yeah.
Those were his words, right? And after the fight happens, you know, Perry started calling out a bunch of people that are not in the organization.
Yeah.
Right. And somebody in the post press conference came and asked them and said, "Hey, well, you know, let's stick in the organization. And what do you think about Luis Palomino? You know, #1 pound for pound of BKFC. What about his call out?
9-0 double champ.
You know what I mean? And his answer after capturing the, you know, King of Violence title wasn't very violent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His answer was more like, well, you know, I think if, you know, whoever the organization puts in front of me has to have a certain amount of followers, comments, and likes and whatnot. And I posted a clip of that video on my social media, man, and he got crucified for that one.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, dude, is like, I mean, they call it Mike Perry sport. And Mike, you know, he's violent for sure. I mean, it was a violent fight. He's had some violent fights, right? Eddie's face was rough after.
Rough, bro.
But the thing is, does it grind your gears? Because we had Mike on the podcast, right? And Mike is just fun to talk to and be around. But we're not in that sport, right? We're not in the BKFC. Does it grind your gears a little bit that he gets crowned the king of BKFC when if you just talk about performance, it's your organization?
Yeah, man. Look, in BKFC history, nobody has reached 8-0 record.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here at 9-0. Nobody has defended a title more than 3 times. I'm sitting here with 6 world title defenses.
Dang.
You know what I mean? They call me the #1 pound for pound because that's who I am. You know, nobody has broke all these records that I've broken, you know? So at this point, it's like, you know, you create this new belt, you call it the King of Violence, and then you present the belt like it's more important than
like a championship,
actual, I don't know. The way that they brought it out and everything was like I guess this is now the way that you're looking at it, like it's more important than the actual world title belts.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it kind of rubbed me off a little funny, you know, but and that's nothing personal with Perry because I like Perry, man.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Perry.
Yeah, how can you not, right?
It was fun.
He's fucking fun, yeah.
It was super cool. We see each other. We have mutual respect. You know, look, I'm gonna give Perry the benefit of a doubt that it wasn't his doing on his answer that day.
Yeah.
It was his manager.
Yeah.
It was his manager because, you know, we got beef, man. I got beef with the managers. You know what I mean? There's a long history.
We can't let that just flow by. Talk about the beef.
We love to talk beef.
I've been getting blocked by those guys because I never signed with them many years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
you manage, right?
I managed to.
Yeah.
You know, but I just started my company. My company just started right now. But it's beef like in a sense where, okay, I'll give you an example. Before this fight, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to challenge bigger dudes because the guys in my weight class they're not responding.
Yeah.
Chad Mendes hid from me.
Yeah.
Larry hid from me for an entire year. Called him out. I called them out over and over. We had exchange of words and DMs. I don't put that out there. I'm not gonna put them out there.
Yeah.
You know, respectful. You know, but he didn't want to face me. He disappeared for a year. Comes back to fight Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah.
All right, that's my weight class.
Yeah.
So now I'm over here overextending myself to a heavier weight division.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get paid. Okay, so I challenged Thiago Alves before Perry came into the organization.
Yeah.
So I challenged Thiago Alves. Thiago Alves writes back to me and he's like, "Hey man, I appreciate the respectful call out, you know, but fighting you at 170 does something for my career. I'm fighting at 175. So okay, I'll fight you 175 then."
You're gangster,
Somebody
dude.
why just fight this man? He wants to fight you.
So I said, okay, so I'll fight you at 175 then. And then if it's gonna be like that, let's do it for the title then.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy, man. I'm not trying to aim at a 175-pound title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
I know that I can't beat everybody there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know I can beat some people there.
Yeah.
You know? So those particular people that I pulled out, I believe I can beat them.
Yes.
So I told Thiago what's up. I spoke to Dave, and we were negotiating numbers, man, for this fight. We were gonna make it happen. Here comes Malky.
Oh.
Here comes first round management. And what does he do? He double dips. He put my brother Yuli, he's a brother of mine, right? And he puts Yuli that he's managing to fight Thiago that he's managing to double dip.
Oh, yeah.
And he bumped me out of the equation.
After you lined it up.
You understand what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden I'm out of the title fight. I'm out of a money fight.
Yeah.
Right? You know, a fight that the fans would have loved to. Even though, man, the fight between Yuli and Thiago was
Great. Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great fight.
It was a great fight.
Yeah.
It was a great fight. But, you know, that's the little thing that we have going on between. So now it's like I saw Perry with, you know, Malky's brother, whatever his name is.
Cousin. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. And it just,
I think it's Malkai
just
too.
that answer that Perry gave, it didn't sound unique, man. It didn't sound like it was him.
That makes a lot of sense. Almost too. Like, here's the thing: is that I'm a big Mike fan. Also, I'm terrified of the man. I went to dinner with him, and I was making a little joke. I made a joke or something, and for a second, he just goes. And I'm like, oh shit! Yeah. I'm just kidding, bro. Me too. I was like, kill me.
He's a character, man.
But and his boxing coach JT, we really like them. But do you feel like it's almost disrespectful to the sport to not fight you?
Of course, man. I mean, like I'm over here. I've been over here like a little kid in the classroom, raising his hands, like all respectful and shit. Like,
Yeah.
Enough's enough already, man.
Yeah, even at the press conference.
Even
you
at the press
stood up.
conference, I kept everything cool, everything respectful. I'm not disrespecting nobody. I don't think that in this game you have to disrespect anybody. Like, you're gonna fight at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I do speak with my own confidence because I am confident with myself and my capabilities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have like an aura, bro. You know.
what I mean? But,
Yeah, you got Zen.
I know, bro. You're Zen.
like, man, I put in the work. I've done everything look. Do some research on BKFC history fighters, okay? Because there's some nice records out there that you can compare to mine.
Yeah.
But who has fought the most undefeated fighters in BKFC?
Yeah. Yeah, they just fed you to the lions.
I didn't get one easy fight in this game.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I literally fought whoever was the best. Jim Adams was the face.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a shortcoming of the organization? And here's another thing. This is also, it's so difficult because the thing is, you want to be respectful. Even us, we want to be respectful because of what they've done for us. BKFC, we really like them. We really like Dave Feldman. We like all those guys. But it's also tough because you also have to. It's like the squeaky wheel gets the grease, or in Africa they have an expression that says, "If the baby doesn't cry, it'll die." Right? you got to speak up.
That's a good one. Yeah.
You know, Miami we say closed mouths don't get fed.
Exactly.
Closed mouths don't get fed. Yeah.
So, do you think it's a failure of the organization that they're not letting their undisputed double champ have a bite at that? They're not pushing their champ.
Man, you got to look at it in the business aspect, right? And if you look at it in business wise, right? Okay. I understand the mentality behind David Feldman and BKFC when you're bringing in these big names like the Luke Rockholds, the Mike
Perry's, Eddie Alvarez,
Chad Mendes. I understand because you're bringing in those eyes that are already on those people and you're paying them a certain amount of money. Great. I think that BKFC has already done enough of that.
Yeah.
Now it's time to be a real promotion.
Now it's time to build out
to promote your guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, tell me, would it be bad for the company, right? Let's give you an example. Let's say Eddie Alvarez, instead of being booked against Mike Perry, which is way bigger than him,
Yeah.
right, would have been booked against me.
Yeah.
Okay, it would have been a more fair fight for Eddie Alvarez himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big look.
You
man,
guys are the
there's
same
no gloves
size.
here. There's
Yeah.
no gloves here. Bone pressure, bone density is a factor.
Mike was so much bigger.
You,
than him.
you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So wouldn't it be good if either one happens? If I beat the former UFC, former Bellator champion, and I
Yeah.
can have that guy in your house, or even if that former UFC, former Bellator champion beats the power, but you have a great champion there, like wouldn't it be good business?
Then Mike could have fought for the championship no
understand?
matter what.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You know, but I mean,
And they could have had a
look,
homegrown champion.
when you come to that fight of Perry and Eddie Alvarez, I had Eddie Alvarez winning every single second of that fight.
Yeah. To be honest, so let's talk about that fight because that was our first experience with BKFC. And until you go watch
Live.
it,
Like we've
live,
yeah.
First experience being there live. And Eddie, I thought from Jump Street, because just being around Mike's actually when you're next to him, he's big.
Yeah,
he's a
big
large
dude.
dude, bigger than you think. And I
Bigger
thought,
than me too. I was like,
I thought that Mike was just going to beat the hell out of him. Eddie came out just boom, boom, so quick.
Pop, 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 like
Quick.
it's like he could close his eyes and land the punch.
The
Yeah.
speed was
Everything
unbelievable.
affected.
In
Everything
fact, that first round, Mike was a little stumbling. He was punched.
fumbled a couple times.
Yeah, he was punched and he was in trouble. And then he came out. He even said he was like, "Oh yeah, I did it on purpose." But no, he was in trouble at a certain
He was
point.
in trouble.
Yeah.
Then he cut him up. What's your opinion of if you were in there with Eddie? Because he's so fast. Would you call yourself a fast guy, a power guy?
The difference is what made him go bad. It wasn't what changed everything for him. It wasn't the fact of speed or anything like that. Is that he stopped moving his legs. He started like he was tagging so much. He started getting a little overconfident.
Yeah.
And he stayed in the pocket a little too long. And then I said this before the fight even happened. I said I had Perry winning the fight not by skill. I always said Eddie Alvarez is the better boxer here.
yeah.
Okay, and he can very much win this fight. But I said I will have Perry winning the fight because the dog in him.
Yeah.
The dog in him. Is
And he
gonna
got a
overtake
dog him. He's mean.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's what happened. That dog woke up, started walking through punches, and started landing his because Eddie wasn't moving.
Yeah.
Eddie had stopped moving.
I think Eddie's biggest problem too is that he's so cheeked up. He's got so much ass that it's hard to move.
Yeah, he was thick,
and then even at the press conference, boy, he was sweating too. Mike called him out. Remember that room?
It was like cold in that room.
was freezing. Yeah, that room was freezing.
Well, like for me, I feel like I see your point 100%. If they would have, now the Eddie card has been kind of, not ruined, but, it's been changed. Like if he would have lost to Mike Perry, came in and fought you, win or loss.
That'd be great.
It'd be better for the whole sport. And I see what you're saying, because now you're like, well, what are they going to do? Drop Eddie down? And it's like, well, he already lost. You know what I mean? Compared to, he can't fight you.
Yeah, if he had fought you first, that's the perfect example of kind of a fumbled bag on BKFC's part is that if Eddie fought you first, let's say he wins, Mike gets to fight the champion.
Go to the bigger
Let's
guy.
say you win, he gets to fight the champion anyway. No matter what, he gets to fight for a championship instead of a BMF.
I'm glad that you guys see it.
No, or we're scared of you. And we'll just agree with anything you're saying.
Let's talk about background, right? I got to imagine that your background is in MMA, not just in striking. Everybody can see your ear, right? That's not a boxing.
Former World Series of Fighting champ.
Just talk about it. What's your fighting background? Then we'll talk about how you got to bare knuckle.
Man, first off, I started out boxing when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
That was the first time I ever did any of the combat sports. 10 years old to 13 years old, boxing in California with the Mexicans.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They walk forward.
Yeah.
And my father goes to prison. Fast forward, I come to Miami. We start all over again, right? So it's like my brothers, my sisters, my mom were living in a one-bedroom hotel for like a good year, and then moved to a one-bedroom apartment for like another 5-7 years.
Yeah.
And I was illegal 31 years here in the country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there was times that I would win fights in MMA, and the possibility or the idea that I could ever go to UFC was a reality to me.
Yeah.
Because how?
What was your you were a striker, but what was your main grappling base?
So from then I came into Miami and I started capoeira first. Brazilian martial art.
Capoeira.
Capoeira.
What's capoeira?
Capoeira is a Brazilian martial art. It's
Okay.
like, back from the slavery time.
Okay.
Angola's Africans were transported to Brazil
Okay.
and mixed with the Brazilians. And they created this art called capoeira. It's a Brazilian martial art hitting inside a dance form, kind of acrobatic.
Okay.
You know,
Beautiful.
So like, it's like imagine being a slave and you're trying to train martial arts. They're not gonna let you, right?
Right.
So they would hide it inside this dance form.
Yeah.
And thanks to
Oh, that's
capoeira,
sick.
I'm trilingual. I speak fluent Portuguese. Some people think I'm Brazilian.
So fica firme.
You know? So capoeira I did for a good 12 years. I'm a professor and graduated professor from that. And then
Can you get a black belt in that or no?
the black belt
don't have
doesn't
belts?
go with black belt, but the belt that I got would be the equivalence of a black belt.
Okay, tell us what that belt is called.
That would be fascia roxa.
Hell yeah, we're learning so.
I know, bro. I'm learning a lot,
Okay,
dude.
continue.
So I did some capoeira, and mind you, I grew up like if you see every single knuckle has a tooth mark. And that's before I did bare knuckle.
Yeah.
That's because in Miami, when I came to Miami 27 years back, Miami is not what you see today. Man.
Yeah.
Like Miami was like gang activity, like you wouldn't believe. Like it was,
I mean, I've driven around here and I believe it. I've seen,
See the scars of it
it
still.
was
Yeah.
bad. It was like real bad.
like we went to a mosque in a spot that was, you know, a little bit,
In the hood.
you know, yeah. I was like, right, wouldn't that be the hood, Diego? Diego lived out here, so he knew where we were. So I was like, oh yeah, I could see that for sure, you know?
So now it's very chill, but back then it was like every corner you go, there's a group of people.
Yeah.
And there's gangs everywhere.
Yeah.
But I came from boxing in California, man. So to me, 4 people on one was coward shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I never joined the gang, which made it more prone for me to get into fights.
Yeah.
And then I never liked that shit. So I always like defend people that I didn't even know.
Right.
I have a sponsor today that I defended when I was like in middle school.
Yeah.
That was getting jumped by 4 guys. I'm not even gonna mention his name.
Dope.
He's my sponsor today.
Dude. hell yeah.
And you just like, what
Jumped
do?
him to take his chain, and I got in there. And they didn't take nothing.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Years later, after my first title, when I got my first MMA title in Connecticut, I come back to Miami, and I'm in the VIP,
Yeah.
and he's like right next to me. He's like, "Hey, Palomino," I'm like, "What's up?" And I don't remember this shit.
Yeah.
I used to do it so many times. He's like, "You don't remember, do you? We were drunk." He's telling me the whole story. Man, you did this. And he became my sponsor since then.
Dude. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
dude, that's really cool.
Dude, if you're okay, so if you're an upcoming fighter, cruise around the streets, look for dudes getting jumped and back
Protect
up.
some
Good
people.
karma, man. Good karma. Man. Be a good deed, man. It comes back around. You know?
You know, when I was a kid, I was telling people that too. Like, I would try to find, I mean, quote unquote, I guess I was almost a bully myself. But I'd find the bullies that were bullying on someone and be like, I just like to fight. So I was like, yeah, I'll fight you. And then they'd be like, you're pretty calm about that. And I'm like, come on, let's just do it. You know? And then they'd be like, no, I'm okay. Like, usually if you're calm about it, people are like,
Yeah, they're like,
this guy likes this
chill,
guy.
Yeah, so fast forward, my capoeira master Cesar, he tells me, I seen a friend of mine that used to do capoeira with us years ago. He had left to Atlanta and he started fighting.
Yeah.
That's Rafael Asuncion. He went to UFC.
Yeah.
And Rafael Asuncion had this tattoo right here on his stomach.
Yeah.
So this is the group capoeira, the capoeira group that we were in. Only if you become a professor, you can have this tattoo.
Dude, imagine you're like some street thug, right? And you're messing with some dudes, and then some dude just basically is dancing and whooping your ass.
Laughing at you.
Like, like the whole thing is capoeira's like dancing. He's like, wham!
I mean, bro, honestly, you could hurt someone with some capoeira.
You generate a lot of power.
Yeah.
Like, if they don't know how to defend it, dude, you would
I have no
literally,
idea what the hell's going on.
yeah, you'd be spitting just like,
And when it
oh.
came to like the actual fight, you gotta remember, capoeira was created in that dance form to be able to hide the fact that they were practicing a martial art.
Yeah.
In reality, once you go to fight, you're not gonna do the actual.
Yeah, the
You
hiding
just
movements.
You just go straight to the
Yeah.
kicks,
Yeah, but you see, like what's his name? Oh shit, I just drew a blank. The leg kicker, 55 UFC, Barbosa.
Barbosa.
He was a capoeira,
He's a
and then
capoeira
he lands those crazy spinning
kicks.
He can generate. Yeah, that's capoeira. You know,
Dude, I'm just learning about this. This is awesome, dude.
it's kind of fun.
Capoeira, that's I come from boxing. I'm street fighting every day of my life because there's gangs everywhere and fighting everywhere. And now I do capoeira, so start learning how to do kicks. And if it wasn't for capoeira, man, I'd probably be dead right now.
Yeah.
'Cause
Dang.
I was, I have friends that are still in jail today. You know what I
Dang.
mean? Like, I have some that passed away.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Passed away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Got killed, yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, it saved my life.
Yeah.
It kept me out of the streets. It gave me discipline. And when I met Mr. Cesar told me, and I told him, I have seen a friend of mine, I was fighting. And I said, man, I want to do that. And he
Yeah.
was like, well, if you want to do that, then you need to start all over again. You need to learn some jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so he took me to a good friend of ours. I can't think of his name right now. And then from then, I became a blue belt within 8 months and just went straight into pro.
Was it crazy frustrating? I mean, you had does capoeira, does it translate to jiu-jitsu at all?
Nothing.
Not even
The only thing that helped me was the fact that I was very agile. I was explosive. I was very explosive. But it was George Pareda.
George
Pareda,
Yeah,
George Pareda got me from 0 to a blue belt in 8 months, and he got me my first fight.
Yeah.
Here in Miami. And that fight was fucking hilarious, man. 'Cause I had for my first probably 8 or 9 pro fights, I had no sparring partners.
Yeah.
I had no wrestling, no idea that you had to train conditioning. And my first 2, 3 fights, I didn't know that you cut weight. So I went straight to pro, no amateur fight.
He was fighting at his normal walk
Fighting at
around weight.
170. I used to be 165.
Yeah, just showed up.
I was like lighter than this, 165, 167.
So you were 5 pounds under, and you were fighting at your walk around
It
weight.
was crazy, man. The first fight I had, this dude, I knocked him out in 1 minute 23 seconds. That was great. And I was dying of. I was 1 minute 23 seconds. I was so gassed out. Thank God.
Imagine if it gone to second
I
round.
thought I was a killer, you know. I'm like, yeah, okay.
You're like, where's the trash can?
The second fight I fought some dude named Jeremy Stevens. It's 6'4".
Oh, not Jeremy Stevens from BKFC
No,
and
not
UFC.
Jeremy Stevens. Jeremy May.
Oh, Jeremy May.
I was like, Jeremy Stevens is not 6'4".
Yeah.
He ended up going to UFC at 185. So imagine how big this is.
Damn, dude, because he's cutting down from 210.
Man. So, no, the second fight was 25-second knockout. The third fight was him, Jeremy May. So Jeremy May, right? I'm in the weigh-ins, and this dude is in a sauna suit, running around and shit. I'm like, the fuck's this guy doing?
Yeah.
So then after the fight, I knocked out the first 2 guys. The third one I didn't knock him out 'cause every punch I land like right here.
Like jumping.
That's where I took him out with the low kick. With the calf kick that everybody claims is theirs. Nobody can prove, like I can prove, that's my kick.
Yeah.
Nobody started that kick before me.
Yeah.
I have video proof since 2008.
Yeah.
The calf kick is ours. It was created in MMA Masters Gym.
Oh, really?
That was our kick.
All right, that's dope.
I won 70% of my fights with the calf kick.
Damn, all
Give me
right.
that bullshit about I came from ATT. I beat 4 guys from ATT.
And then they learned it from you.
Yes.
They're like, hey, what was that? That worked.
Masvidal with it. Masvidal couldn't walk for like 2 weeks.
I remember that.
It's a calf kick.
Yeah.
You said you went with Masvidal with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you beat him.
Did you ever? You never fought Masvidal in the backyard though, huh?
No, not in the backyard. We fought in in the cage.
When was that? What promotion?
That was Glenn Rice promotion. I forgot the name.
It was like out here, right?
G-Force. It was called
Yeah.
G-Force. It was in a AAA arena.
Did you win or he won?
No, I won.
Oh, with a calf
I
kick?
took out his calf.
Yee.
That's what I would do. I would take out the leg first and then I would finish him.
Dude, hell
I
yeah.
couldn't finish him, but I won.
Yeah, I fucked him up. But
And he came in 8 pounds heavy.
Bastard.
yeah.
So I made $2 more thousand just for that.
Was that like 2008, 10?
2010.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
And you didn't care. He comes in 8 pounds over because you fought a guy who was 210. You're like,
yeah.
oh,
He's
man,
like,
hell yeah.
he's trying to get one on you, and you're like, oh, only 8 pounds? This is
Yeah,
great.
well, it's amazing.
What a fair fight.
Actually, you know that it's illegal in Miami. You can't pass 6 pounds. So they were gonna cancel the fight.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
So the commission, because he had just came from doing the fights overseas,
Yeah.
and he was like, oh, who's Palomino? I fought in front of thousands of people. Palomino's fighting
Yeah.
in front of hundreds. So it was like a little, I was the Miami guy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he used to be the Miami guy. He just came back to Miami, and supposedly he had his contract with UFC already.
Oh, yeah?
So then when he fought me, and I beat him, he got bunked, and he ended up going to Strikeforce first.
Oh, yeah.
And then who he beat over there with the same calf kick? Kid Nunes.
That's true, yeah.
He took your calf
And then
kick?
Same calf kick.
he didn't win the title over there. No,
No,
he was just like top 3. Yeah.
But then
Strikeforce was tough.
Jeremy May, right? After I beat him, he was a super cool guy, right? I said, hey, bro, let me ask you something. What were you running around with the bags and all
Sauna suit, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh, man, I was just cutting my last 10 pounds. Like, what?
What do you mean cutting weight?
10 pounds. I'm like, yeah, I come down from 200. I don't know what. I was like, what? And that's when I found out there was such a thing as weight cutting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's,
mean?
That's
hilarious,
crazy.
dude. So I grew up wrestling, so like that's huge.
for
You know
me,
what I
it was
mean?
Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is
What the fuck's going on? I fucking hate weight cutting though. I mean, I wish they found a way to get rid of it and just let us.
I think it'd be better fights.
Yeah.
If we didn't have that bullshit.
What are you cutting now?
Right now I'm not. But right now, what I did was I was explaining to him earlier. And I've been fighting on 55, right? So then you know how after you cut a little bit, you get a little anxiety of eating.
Yeah.
You eat, and I like to. The moment that I'm done, like I'm like I told you, I'm battling time. So the moment that I finish a fight, it could be Friday. I finish fighting. In Monday or Tuesday, I'm in the gym.
Yeah.
And what I do is I start lifting weights.
Yeah.
And I pump out because I'm a skinny dude, bro. If I don't lift weights, I
You get.
That's how I am.
I lose everything.
Yeah.
I lose everything. So I have to hit pump. So what I did this time, I said I took advantage that I did these 3 surgeries in my last fight. And I said, you know what? I'm going to just now get in shape at 170 like the way that I would be in shape at 155.
Yeah.
Because, you walk a little higher in your
You're not worried about running,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I worked on. I worked on getting my body the way that I look when I cut down to 155.
Yeah.
It took me a little while, but I did it. That's what
Had to put on muscle.
You had to put on like real muscle. Yeah.
I had to put on some weight.
Yeah.
To then come down with this quality.
Yeah, that's the hard.
So
Right now, I'm walking around 167, 170.
When did you realize that big time MMA wasn't going to happen for you, and you switched? When did you say it's time to make a switch?
So I started fighting the Russians in Russia.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
Did
happened.
you ever do one of those square offs where they'll freaking hit you?
Nah. This was it was called ACB. It was the biggest show in Russia.
Yeah,
At a
ACB.
Europe, ACB.
Yeah.
And
They offered me a fight on that, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
yeah, it's tough out there.
Because like,
The only
there's,
decision I won over there was because of Brazilian.
Yeah.
and there's no like testing, like
But you want to know what happened? All right, check this out. I fought this dude. I forgot his name. If I think of his name, I'll tell you his name, right?
It's probably Sergey.
I think it was my second fight, right? And this dude was 9-0 undefeated, and this was like the title eliminator, right?
yeah.
And I fought this dude in Grozny, Russia.
Yeah.
All right. I come into the hotel. I got videos of this shit.
Yeah.
I came into a room, and it's like a nasty, dirty room. Everything's like needles, IVs.
No.
Like needles everywhere. I have the video. And I'm like, what the fuck? So my coach and I walk out. We go downstairs. And we're like, hey, you gave us they already had the key in their hand. They were just trying to get in here.
Oh, trying to mess with
You
you.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We take everything.
Oh, letting you know they already took the steroids and
Man,
everything.
I had torn my PCL 2 weeks before that fight. I did a quarter-ton shot, and I went anyways.
Yeah.
I didn't cancel the fight. And I fought this dude. It was a decision. He just held me down. Really good wrestler. And we got fight of the night, though, because I was really trying to beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
So I got a 10K fight of the night bonus.
Dude, I actually remember this fight. Yeah, because I would watch those old
10K
AVPs.
fight of the night bonus. We put on a show. But he won, right? Obviously, right? The wrestling and everything. And now we're in the back about to get tested. And here comes the Chechen president. I don't know his name. He came in. And he literally comes in and just takes him out of the line and takes him out.
No.
In my face, bro.
No.
Yeah.
I believe it. I mean, yeah.
He was like,
I was
well,
like-
damn it.
Yeah, okay. I'm coming back over here.
Yeah, I
And
believe
I
it.
did come back again. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, you did go back?
I gotta give you away.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, bro.
I did like 4 fights over there. I was losing. I probably lost one good fight. I think that fight, I would agree that I lost that fight because he held me down like
Yeah.
for like 2 rounds. He had me for a long time. But the other fights I didn't lose.
Really?
And they split decision loss. So I was like in a 3-fight losing streak, and first in my life,
Yeah.
ever. I never had more than 2 in a row. So I'm like, damn. I just separated from my fiance. My ex-wife took my son away from me again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, messed up.
Yeah, bad place.
Yeah, and I was living in the gym because when my ex-fiance I had a stepson.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick her out with a kid, bro.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, you know what? You stay in my apartment. In my apartment, I already paid the next, I don't know how many months I had paid.
Yeah.
You guys can stay there, and I'm gonna go live in the gym, And I went to go live in the gym, and they called me for a fight in Chile. And I go to do this fight, right? But my coach, in the end of the day, ended up not being able to come. And now I'm going from making like, 30,
Yeah.
30K to a $3,000 fight.
Yeah.
No.
Like, what kind of motivation do you get from that?
For
Nah,
3
no.
G's,
Just
yeah.
but I was bad.
Yeah.
I'm over here in the gym. I'm broke. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I'm like, so I'm here. I wasn't there no more.
Yeah.
And then you were kind of like,
Yeah.
I want to try something different.
Yeah, so I went over there and I lost the fight, but this is just held me down.
Yeah. Some wrestler.
Held me down and I lost the fight and I said, you know what, that's it. I'm hurting my record now.
Yeah.
I'm hurting my legacy. And I said, that's it. But the fighting in me wasn't it yet. It was just that.
Yeah.
Style.
Yeah, so I said, you know what? let me try boxing. But at this time, I'm 37 years old, so I'm an old man for boxing.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm over here getting ready. Like 6-7 months passed by, getting ready in the gym for boxing. And I got like maybe 2 agreements to fight. Like one guy was like 17 and 0, another guy was like 20 something and 0.
Yeah.
I say yes. The next day they call me, hey man, they don't want to fight. The next day they call me, hey man, they don't want to fight. Because you look me up, you look at an old man,
Yeah.
0-0 in boxing, dangerous with heavy hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You're
then
dangerous
that's when I
with heavy
started
hands.
seeing like, Bare Knuckle, coming up, and I saw Jim Allers, and I'm like, hold up a second. Jim Allers was an old training partner of mine.
Yeah.
We cool. He's my boy. But I used to,
Whoop his ass.
It was, it wasn't like his the beast was Jiu-Jitsu, grappling was his thing.
Yeah.
In striking.
Yeah.
That was my thing.
Yeah.
So I said, hold up a second, man. This dude's the guy. So I went in there head first, and we're here now, man. 9-0.
That's dope, bro. And you never lost one. Just kind of feel like when you got out there, were you just like, this is my fucking sport?
This is it.
Yeah.
Well, when I said, you mean to tell me I can punch these motherfuckers in the face and I don't got to worry about getting taken down?
Yeah.
Now you're saying like
And I don't
Mike.
got to wear gloves? Like, what?
Now you're saying like Mike Perry. That's what Mike's like, dude. I don't know how to do jiu-jitsu. I just want to punch.
Yeah, Mike's like, I don't want to do jiu-jitsu,
Dude, but
Just
that's so your first fight though. I mean, the thing is like famous quote from Tyson's. Everybody's got a game plan until they get hit in the mouth, right?
Yeah.
The first time that you get hit in the face hard with a bare knuckle, are you like holy, or are you like, oh, good, that wasn't that bad?
Look, the way that I see it, man, you got 2 type of fighters.
Yeah.
Okay. You have one that when they get cracked with a good shot, with this in the face or anywhere else, they start to
melt.
Yeah.
They start to minimize.
Wilt away, yeah.
Yes. And then you have those that get just fucking mad. I get mad, bro.
You want to hit?
Yeah, I want to hit you back. I'm not thinking about how I got hurt. I'm not thinking about how much it's hurting. I'm just thinking I need to get you back for that.
Yeah.
Get your lickings in. Yeah, that's how I was, dude. Just get to, like, do you feel like, though, in the bare knuckle, you can kind of just, like, let that aggression out more than, like, MMA, you have to be so, precise because you don't want to give up takedowns.
Yeah, it's a good question because even though there's no takedowns, and people would think this, right, with bare knuckle, they would think that this is just a brute sport. And even Mike Tyson, the animal of animals, says this is a thinking man's sport.
Yep.
Well, imagine this, bro. We don't have gloves, man. The slightest mistake will get you cut to a. You don't necessarily have to be the worst guy to win the fight.
Yeah.
You get a cut big enough, the fight's over.
Doctor's cut. Stop it
So
so
you have to take calculated risks. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you have to. You can let that anger out and let it out there, but if you get engulfed in that anger, you're gonna get caught.
Yeah.
You're gonna get caught with something.
It's just, it's
And
still precise.
One punch changes everything.
Yeah.
And the stakes are so high.
It's still a precise precision,
Yes.
Art at the end of the
I
day.
think it's even more precision than glove boxing.
The no gloves.
Because in glove boxing, you have all this padding here that can block some punches.
Yeah,
And
defense.
You have your hands, your punch goes right through, bro. Right through. It'll go right through.
Well, like I was, obviously I fought Tony Ferguson, was knocked out, and the highlights everywhere. But like growing up boxing with my glove, I would always keep my hand right here because the boxing glove was big enough.
big enough to
Yeah,
cover it.
and then you see the fight, he got right behind it, and I was like,
you see?
oh shit. I actually, and after that, from there on, I actually was like, I started aiming my thumbs to my temples, and I'm sure you had, you know what I mean? Because like you always have these big 16-ounce gloves. I mean, you don't spar with anything other than 16 ounces, really.
You can't.
Yeah, other's you hurt each other. Yeah.
each other, yeah.
And like you can do little glove sparring, but then it's not.
I see people doing it, and you know what? And it's supposed to be a control sparring.
Yeah.
And it ends up always not being controlled.
Yeah, especially got a couple Brazilians.
He ain't gonna hit harder. Come on, man.
Why do you think you translated well then? Because we see so many MMA guys go into boxing or going and get pieced up. I mean, obviously his base was wrestling, but Funky Ben, I mean, that was, you hated to see it happen. Yeah. Why did
Even like Tyrone losing to Jake Paul, that's kind of
and
like.
Tyrone was a dominant champion.
Yeah.
Why do you think you translated so well?
Well, first of all, even in MMA, right? In MMA, boxing was not my biggest weapon.
Yeah.
Hands. I wanted to come and throw some hands on you. And I started from boxing. Even though I only did 3 years, I started from that discipline, So I've always had very good confidence in my hands. Now, the other thing is this. I told you the story about all these tooth marks in my knuckles.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm used to street fighting.
Yeah.
Right? So now you have what separates me from the rest of the crowd over there in BKFC. Like, you have dogs like Perry.
Yeah.
Right? and then you'll have like real clean boxers, like the last guy that I fought, for example.
Yeah.
James Lilly, super good boxer.
Yeah.
Right.
Technical.
He was the only one with 8-0 other than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And what separates me from them is that I have both.
Yeah.
Like, I can box you, I can outbox you, pick my shots if I want, and I can just let that dog loose.
Grit you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can do both.
And that's what I think it takes to be, you know, a world like Mike Tyson, bro. He would be a dog and a technician, you know. And I think, dude, I really enjoy watching, you know, Bare Knuckle. I'm watching as it grows and stuff. So you were saying earlier you have what, 8 belts now, 9 belts?
At home, I have 11.
11 belts. Show us the picture. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we'll throw that up on the stream.
Yeah, we'll throw it up on the stream. We'll have to drop it to us.
Oh.
So there's only one more space for
There's
a belt.
space right there. See?
Yeah.
It's right there.
And that's where the King of Violence needs to be up there.
So from, you know, I was targeting the King of Violence belt, but Dave Feldman shut that off really quick. You know, he said in an interview when people asked him about it, because I kept asking about it, talking about it. He says, "No, we're not gonna be doing a defending thing. This is gonna be a one-time thing."
Okay, but Dana said that about BMF. The thing
And like
is,
now the BMF is again, you know,
yeah.
Gaethje.
The way that I look at
Holler.
it, man, if you created a belt for somebody that only had 3 fights with the organization,
Yeah.
then you need to create a belt and you need to create, you know, the Emperor's belt. 'Cause
Yeah.
if that's the King of Violence, then call me the Emperor.
The warlord.
Yeah, the warlord.
Dude, that's
King's got to answer. Yeah, King versus the
Bring me
Emperor.
my belt.
You know, and I think like if you know you get enough people interested in it, you know, Dave Feldman, he's a man of the
he's super
people.
cool. He's a businessman, bro.
Yeah, he's a
That's what I
businessman.
know. That's what I know is big time. Like when I, you know, because we all know Dana. Everybody, you know, to be honest, I've always loved Dana. But Dana is very much like he's a fair weather friend. A lot of times with people, where if you want, like within Ganu, he's like or the cut man, he's like I was never his friend.
Yeah. Stitch. Yeah.
But what I watched with Dave is like we were in that post fight, and he's like, just thank you to the fight. It felt like he was a promoter for the fight. Like he's your homie. He wants.
Yeah, well, you know, he actually did some fighting himself, you know, so he relates, right?
Understand.
Like, do you feel like he's like an actual
man of the people?
man of the people?
I believe so, man. He's a super cool dude.
And
I have a good relationship with David Feldman.
Yeah, and he wants you guys to all succeed.
Yeah. But in the end of the day, it's a business, and he's always going to be down to what makes sense.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you want to get paid as much as you can, and he wants to pay you as, you know, not as little, but as fair as he can.
But
you know
at this
what I mean?
point, to be honest, it's undeniable, Luis, that you should be fighting the biggest fights. I mean, aside, you know, Mike talks about, well, you haven't done what I've done, so you can't be where I am. But you've done what you've done. You know, it's insane. And BKFC gets to have their own home, because it's like you're saying, when they're growing, they need to use the star power of guys that have been. But now they're big enough. I mean, 17 million pay-per-views that night in Salt Lake.
That's
right?
insane.
They get to make their own guys now, and you're quintessential.
And you have them. You have Juggernaut, bro.
Yeah.
Juggernaut, was he the guy that said he'd depart his other belts and go fight heavyweight?
Yeah.
You know, you have Juggernaut. You have Christian Ferreira. Like, you know, you have Baboon over here. Like,
Yeah.
look, all we need is the opportunity, man. Like,
And
you
now
know,
they're there. Now
You know, I kind of noticed that even at the press conference, all 3 of you were like, "Here, let us get the opportunity."
You know
You're
what
like,
I'm saying? Like, we're ready to
Yeah.
bang for this shit. You know, like, we're not just asking for something
Yeah.
given, you know?
yeah, and you've earned it. It's not like you're asking for
Exactly,
a handout.
exactly.
Yeah, you're a double champ. Who else do you have your eyes on, you know, after this fight?
Oh, no. The next is going to be Austin Trout. So,
Yeah, Trout, right?
Trout is, in my opinion, the highest level glove boxer ever signed to the organization. Now, yeah, Austin Trout's a two-time former WBA world champion.
Okay, that's so
This dude fought Canelo. He's fought.
Yeah.
He knocked out Miguel Cotto.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he fought the Charlo brothers. Like, this is the highest level.
Well, do you think that's going to bring in a bunch of boxing fans?
I believe so, because they're definitely on. Those eyes are on him.
Yeah, because I mean, he's got a big
And
name.
he's still ranked in boxing.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
I thought he
He
hasn't boxed in like 2 years though.
He fought about 6 months ago.
Oh, who did he fight?
I
You
have
remember?
no idea.
Okay.
But that's the thing, dude, is that he's going to come into this is. I mean, I'm not trying to yank you off here, but it's your ring, right? He's coming into your world.
Yeah, if you would have seen he did a post. I think it was BKFC did the interview with him, and in his interview, he's like, "Well, Palomino is not the biggest man I've ever fought, you know, and And I am the biggest name he's ever fought on him. I'm like, bro, I had to go in there and drop my comment, right?
Yeah.
And this man thinks that bare knuckles the only thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
I come from boxing people with 4-ounce gloves.
Yeah.
Elbows and knees to the head. I've fought far more dangerous men.
I fought in Russia. I fought in Peru or Chile. I've been all over the world doing
Bro,
this.
you had some wars in World Series of Fighting. Now PFL.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. Is like a lot of people. If like, the PFL's huge now, but you're one of their first champs, really.
the Gagey fight was what, 11 million views right now.
Yeah.
Who's your ideal opponent that you know? Who do you prefer to fight knowing that you'll get a win? An MMA base or a boxing base?
I really don't care who, man, to be honest with you. I just need, look, this is what it's come down to. After chasing, and I'm gonna keep saying this, man, because it's frustrating. After chasing people like Chad Mendes for an entire, you know what it is to chase somebody for a year?
Ugh.
And you're the champion.
Yeah.
You're the champion.
And you're asking for the
and you're
fight.
asking for this fight, and you just like crickets, right? And I didn't even feel like the company wanted to, or unless he told the company, hey, I really don't want to fight this dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's to that point already, And from the messages that I got, that's what is what it is,
So without saying it, Chad Mendes is a pussy.
But I'm sorry, man. But it is what it is. At this point, what I said is this, I said, I'm gonna keep winning. And what I care about, like I told you, I showed you, I have a wall that has only one space for one more belt. At this point, I'm 43 years old. I feel great. I don't feel bad about my age at all. I just feel, but I am running against time. And I believe that after all my accomplishments, everything that I've done I'm a company man, man.
Yeah.
I'm a company man.
For sure.
Look, I didn't pick and choose anyone I fought, and I know who did.
Yeah.
I know everybody. I'm not gonna put no names out there. All these big names, picking and choosing who they fight.
But if you were to put a couple names out there,
I'm just gonna say, they picked and choose who they fought. I took every single opponent and I beat them.
yeah.
I was supposed to fight Trout in my last fight. I paid sparring partners. I paid them to spar with them because there's some pro boxers
Yeah.
that need to, spar with like higher level guys. They're getting ready for fights too. I have to pay them to spar. So I did a 2-month camp training for Trout. And 3 weeks before the fight, it got switched to James Lilly.
Yeah.
A right-handed person.
Yeah.
From a southpaw, that's a big change.
Big change.
All right. And I hurt my knuckle a week before the fight.
Yeah.
And I literally did that whole fight on one arm, causing my labrum to tear and messing up that knuckle.
Oh, shit.
So I beat the best and the number one contender, 8-0 guy with one arm.
Yeah.
Okay? I come back from all the surgeries, and all I can say is this, man. I don't care who. All I care is the size of the check that comes next to the name.
Big time.
And I'm over here saying, hey, 155, 65, 75. Like how much? I can't go higher than 175.
Well, like, what else do you have to accomplish in the sport other than getting a bag?
And the thing is, the fact of the matter is, honestly, sometimes it's tough to be the first guy through the wall, right? And what you are, you're building that company. At a certain point, a company man's got to get taken care of by the company. It's time. It's time for you to get your big money check because it's not even just about legacy. I mean, your legacy is solid. You look at all these damn belts, but also it's about being repaid by something that you've paid forward. It's, to be honest, it kind of comes full circle with you and BKFC. Is you defending kids on the corner when you were with BKFC when they were getting jumped by all the other ones. Right? Now it's time for them to come in and take care of you.
Yeah, like that one sponsor. Yeah, it's time for it.
It's time. What goes around comes around. You've been putting it in. It's time to get it.
Yeah, I think like especially you said 43. I mean, I don't feel like you don't. If you get another belt, that's cool, It's
great,
some
man.
big
It's about the
names.
payday.
But it's about the money at this point.
And I've been asking in campaign to bring, Bare Knuckle to Peru. I have 39 million people over there, man. I'm the only world champion in Peru.
Yeah, that'd be crazy, dude.
And to be honest, I'll see a lot of people, I'm a casual MMA fan, right? And, I would see a lot of people a lot of time like complain when the guy's like holding out for more money, whatever it is. It's not a bad thing to be able to be the best in the world at something and be paid for it. In fact, that's what you should be getting for it.
Yeah.
So to be honest, dude, like there's no reason in this world that you shouldn't be fighting the biggest and baddest because that's who you want and getting paid accordingly.
Yeah, and you proved it. Like with your resume, it's time to get paid, bro.
Yeah, Love that. Love that. Tell us how this fight's going to go. February 2nd. Tell us how the fight's going to happen.
February 2nd, Trout is going to come in. Trout's more of a defensive type of fighter, okay? In all his interviews, he's talking about he's gonna make it look easy. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see about making that look easy.
So you get in there, bare knuckle, different beast,
His
bro.
debut was against Diego Sanchez.
Yeah.
But it was, Diego Sanchez hadn't fought in how long, and Diego Sanchez, even though he is a sick brawler, he's not known for a high level IQ and striking.
And it was just beyond his year,
Exactly. He's already,
Yeah, he's
in,
already,
right?
and like even so, I feel like you're older than him, right?
Yeah,
because he's like 40, I think.
Yeah, I think Diego's 40, right?
Yeah, but like you're still like winning, And I feel like if there's a very like fine line, if you're that old and you're not winning, you gotta get the fuck out.
But you're like Glover Teixeira.
Yeah,
Giving it, yeah.
he is, man. At 40, got your belt, dude.
Yeah.
Now he's get that money.
So getting sandbagged, because dude, you got another 2-3 years of defense and big money fights. They gotta not hold you back.
Yeah, 45, right? Is that when Glover retired? That'd be you.
I mean, 45 is probably like the year. If I call it quits.
And that's 2 fights a year, dude. You got it. Okay, so you're gonna get in there.
I'm gonna get in there, and it's probably gonna be a filling out process because he is a challenger. He needs to come at me, and I don't think he's gonna come. So I'm gonna time him. I'm gonna look for it, and by the end of the second round, he's gonna be out of there.
Whoa. Is he gonna be out by knockout, or are you gonna cut him up?
No, it's either or. Either he goes to sleep or he gets cut to the point to stop it.
Yeah. He says no mas, no mas.
No,
Dude,
that's our Spanish.
No, but it's like that one boxer, famous, no mas, the one boxer.
yeah.
Remember he never came back in?
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
I forget his name. Famous though, famous. Okay, tell us everywhere we can find you on socials. Tell us about the push this fight. Here we go.
So follow me, and Instagram is what I use the most, at Luis Baboon, and Twitter same thing, Luis Baboon, and Facebook fan page Luis Baboon Palomino. And I just closed a sweet deal with OnlyFans, so
Hell yeah.
all the fans.
So if you want to see Luis's dick, you go. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. How much is that subscription?
I have like a ridiculous amount of people from South America, Central America asking me to teach them, to train them.
Beautiful.
And I haven't even started, like I haven't started a YouTube channel or nothing. I've been waiting. Where am I gonna do everything? So I closed a real good deal with them.
Congratulations.
And
Congratulations.
I'm gonna do it through them. So
And then like that's a nice way to connect, because I mean we all know but OnlyFans is originally built for fighters, famous people to connect with fans which I mean it's a great idea, because how many people on Instagram, Twitter don't deserve your reaction in time, while OnlyFans, they actually have to pay to be a fan. I know it's been ruined by all the sex shit. But like realistically, it is a great idea.
They want to connect with you because of what you've done. They want to have a little bit of your time, but they should be able to have to pay for that.
And compensated, you know what I mean? Because that is a real job. I mean, we had Sneeko on earlier.
Oh yeah.
That's it takes a lot of time.
Like I had to get a team and everything to do the video shooting, editing.
Yeah, we got a team here to do it. Yeah, right. It takes a lot of money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I had to ask for this number that made sense for all of us, and it's the biggest deal close so far. So
Dude,
hell yeah, congratulations, brother. Congratulations.
Okay, find them out. Honestly, dude, we're incredibly excited for you. You're a fun dude to be around.
We'll be watching, cheering you on, man. Hopefully you can fight in Salt Lake too, so we'll be there.
That'd be great, man. That'd be awesome.
We're just got a gym out there. You come out, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
Thanks, guys, for tuning into the Coach and the Casual with Luis Baboon. February 2nd, come watch him whoop some ass. Big thanks to Bucked Up for sponsoring this, and a big thanks to OnlyFans for sponsoring a dude who really deserves it. What a guy. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning into the Coach and the Casual. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and share it with your friends. Thanks again.